Hi, and welcome back to my build series on YouTube. This is going to be my tanking build for the Elsweyr patch. This is my off-tank build. So yeah, let's get right into it. So the race obviously is Argonian. I do this for the sustain. Sustain isn't a huge issue with orbs where they are now, but next patch it might change. So this build might become even more viable, even for a main tank. This is also my tank build for console, by the way. PC is a little bit easier of an area to sustain and things like that. So anyway, without further ado, let's get right into it. So for my inventory, I'm running Alkosh and Eben and Thurvican. So we got defending sword of Alkosh. Now we could go where is it? We could go infused. Typically though, your one-hander, you're gonna want that to be probably defending or some other trait. Doesn't really need to be infused anymore. You're gonna want your back bar item to be infused though, with the changes to enchantments and things like that. So front bar doesn't really matter if it's infused or not. So the shield, we're running a sturdy Alkosh shield. You could run. There's other you know, you could run reinforced. You could run well fitted for certain situations. I just run the sturdy on the front bar. On the back bar, we're running an ice staff. Ice staff of Alkosh. We could go lightning staff as well. Just gotta make sure it's infused for the crusher enchantment. So that's what we're looking at right now. Monster set right now. I was just doing veteran Sunspire. Monster set, we'll run Thurvican. Thurvican's great. It does an AoE minor maim. Yeah, minor maim and minor defile, which is a really great thing. Definitely worth running. It helps with the ad pulls, because ad pulls can get pretty sketchy in Sunspire. And for our body set, we're running Eben. We could run perfect Yolacreen or Yolnacreen or whatever it is. We could run that as well. I have not golded that set out yet, but once I do, I'll be running that as well. We're running medium shoulder for Thurvican. You could switch this out depending on the content, but Thurvican works great in Sunspire. You could also run Chudan, Bloodspawn, Lord Warden, sets like that. Yeah, we got a whole bunch of Eben as well. Now our jewelry is also going to be gold Alkosh, but the traits are Harmony for these ones, and we have 2 alchemical acceleration enchantments put on those that reduce the cooldown of potions by 5 seconds, which is great. That it makes your potion ready 10 seconds quicker. Our third piece of jewelry is going to be the shield play enchantment. That was for Sunspire. However, you could run another alchemical acceleration. Different traits as well. You could do Triune or Swift is another one that I have for the neck, I believe. I have a Swift one here. Yeah, we do Harmony. So just pick and choose. Make sure you have a few sets. That way you can be prepared for any trial that you go into as a main or an off tank, really. So that being said, let's check out the old character sheet. Now, for my spell and physical resistance, that's pretty much fine, really, because when you hit your majors, when you get those majors, it's going to bring that up pretty close to cap. You don't really necessarily need to even get close to cap like that, but it helps. 33k resistances is pretty much the cap, and when you hit that cap, you're taking 50% less damage without block. So my attributes, I've got 47 into health and 17 into stamina. My Mundus, I took the Lord, and then we're using Tri-Stat food. We get the Minor Slayer from having Alkosh. Skills. On the front bar, we're running Heroic Slash, which does Minor Maim. This is only for the last boss in Sunspire. Really, as an off-tank, you don't need to run this if you're running Thurvican. If you're running Thurvican, you don't need to run anything else like this. You could switch this out for something different. You could use your Choking Talons, Deep Breath. You could run Absorb Magic. There's a lot of different ones you could run instead of that. Vigor, Rapid Maneuver. You could run Purge, or you could even run Guard if you wanted to. But anyway, so the back bar is a little bit different. This is where we run our range taunt. Inner Rage. Blockade of Storms gives the group off balance so they can get their resources back and do a little bit of extra damage. Engulfing Flames, another debuff maneuver. This is to buff Magicka DPS. And Choking Talons is your crowd control ability. You don't really need to use this all that much in some instances. But it does work out pretty well, and it does provide Minor Maim onto whatever you cast it on, no matter if it works or not, so it's kind of nice. And then we have Unrelenting Grip, which if the attacker cannot be pulled, you restore 100% of this ability's cost as Magicka. So it's a very good ability. And then our back bar ultimate is going to be Magma Shell, when our front bar ultimate is Aggressive Warhorn. Yeah, so the rest of our front bar skills is Balance, which is our source of our majors. Pierce Armor, we're going to be changing that to Ransack for next patch. Probably should do that at some point anyway. Igneous Shield. This gets you back your stam, and it also gives you Major Mending for 3 seconds. So you hit that, and then you do your green Dragon Blood, and you could get a full burst heal just from doing that. So that's a nice little combo you can do if you need it. So there's the skills. Let's go into our champion tree. Start with the green tree. Warlord is 37. Bashing Focus is 16. Sprinter is 9. Tenacity is 75. We got 72 into Shadow Ward and 61 into Tumbling. Now, the reason why I don't run a whole lot of sturdy pieces is because of this. It's because I put so many points into Shadow Ward. It would get diminished the way that the percentages work in ESO. So that's why I run more Reinforced to get my resistances up. In our blue tree, we run 100 into Blessed, 76 into Elfborn. This helps with your green Dragon Blood. 44 into Elemental Expert. 10 into Physical Expert. 40 into Precise Strikes. So this will buff your vigor heals and things like that. Our red tree, this I don't change this very often. Sometimes I do though, but this is what it is. 81 into Ironclad, 66 into Thick-Skinned, 49 Hardy, 64 into Elemental Defender, and then 10 into Heavy Armor Focus. So that does it for the champion tree. Now let's go over our consumables. So for our food, we're doing the long fin pasty with melon sauce. It's just one of the purple foods that is CP 150. That does the triple stat boost. And then our primary potions are tripods. So we just use it's bug loss, columbine, and mountain flower, and those three will give you your tri potion. Now there are other health potions that I use as well. Apparently I can't find them though. Okay, so we also have the Essence of Speed. Essence of Speed, this is used, I use this in Veteran Cloud Rest when I'm tanking. It gives you that fast movement, and it also has lingering health. So it restores 1,073 health a second for 48 seconds. So it's a nice one. Kind of like to know where those other potions are. Apparently they don't exist, but they do here. So these are my lingering health pots. What those do, we'll just go into our character sheet. Lingering restore health, that's 1,043 health every second for 48 seconds, and then it gives you more health recovery for the remainder amount of time. So it's just a nice little, I can do this, and as you can see, it's healing me pretty fast. And if I were to do this and then hit major mending, it would just be more and more and more. So it's a really nice heal over time, as well as a burst heal right off the cuff. Yeah, it's a nice one. So those are the potions that I'm running. That's the gear that I'm running. Now, for other trials, let's say for like VMAL, typically what I'll do is I'll either run Blood Spawn as the off-tank, with this exact setup here, or especially like on Twins or something like that, where I can't really use balance or anything like that, or I shouldn't use it very much. I'll run Mighty Chudan just to make sure I have those buffs active at all times, and that'll actually bring me up to pretty close to cap, a little bit over cap on spell resistance there. So, but you know, usually I'll run Blood Spawn at Twins or something like that. As the off tank, because you're tanking as the off tank, you're usually tanking Skin Rye. So that's kind of where I'll go with it. And so yeah, that's kind of that's the build right there. Things will change. I'll be using Ransack instead of Pierce Armor next patch, and I'll probably be using a few other types of abilities as well. So anyway, I hope this build helped you. I hope it helps you become a great tank, and I hope that you eventually get out there and all you beginners out there become pros. So this is Muscle YTG signing out.